Hey, Umo, thanks for jumping on and talking to us a little bit about this survey and what you're seeing in your practice. Before we get started, can you talk a little bit about, or just tell our audience kind of a little bit about your background, what you're doing professionally?
Yeah, so thanks for having me, Todd. Happy to be on this with you today. So I'm a sports and wellness dietitian and a fitness coach. So I work with athletes, active individuals, um, clients that are just interested in improving their overall health. And I do that via a sports and nutrition or sports performance and nutrition business with my husband. He's a strength coach. So we work with athletes for that. And then I also have a separate just wellness private practice with other dietitians.
So getting back to sort of this, the survey and the trends we saw a lot of engagement around cognitive and people asking
Yeah.
about, people saying that they were getting questions from clients about cognitive health and also, people recommending cognitive health supplements. Can you talk about your experience at all? Are you getting some of those same questions from clients?
We get some questions about cognitive health, and it's really more so just from the standpoint of focus,
Mhm.
just having issues with focus and that drive ability to just kind of get things done or focus on the task at hand when it comes to their performance. And I think that just kind of comes with the trend itself. I mean, I think that when you hear that this is more of a talking point, via media or other
Yeah.
outlets, then naturally people are going to be wanting to know, hey, should I be thinking about taking something for myself?
Yeah. Yeah. How
Yeah.
much is nutrition? You said you have recommendations you give to people, but if you have someone new stepping in, let's say from a, like a sports nutrition angle, they're maybe coming to the gym and you're advising them on nutrition. What are some of the first steps you tell them? I mean, let's say you're starting from basically scratch. What are some of those basics?
Oh, when it comes to nutrition, I mean, in any type of challenge they're facing, again, I'm always going to ask about their diet, because we can't skip steps and expect any supplement to work if there's major deficits and
Yeah.
issues with the diet. So I always start there first, get those questions, and then kind of build on from that point on. And
Okay.
then see if supplements potentially have their place depending on the situation.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, can you
Mhm.
talk a little bit about how protein enters the conversation, because that was something that, at least on the client side, that was
Yeah,
that stood out as something that's always of interest. So how much does the conversation around protein fit into your daily
a
interaction?
lot,
Yeah.
a whole lot. I think that, protein powders, ready to drinks are just, becoming more of a convenient option for people.
Hmm.
Because since protein intake has been such a big topic for the past couple of years, I think people are more open to looking and saying, "Hey, I'm actually not getting enough," and hey, it is harder sometimes to get in just food alone, and so they're more receptive to adding some sort of a supplement into their diet. So it's definitely a point of many conversations that I have
Yeah.
about how it can be supplemented to meet their needs.
Yeah. All right. So, well, I'm gonna put you on the spot here for a second. Um, Any big predictions in terms of trends, like where you see things going nutritionally? Like, what are things that
Well,
people might start focusing on more?
I think that this is the year of fiber. So we have been told, right? So I think that even so far this month, right, this first month of the year, there's been a lot of talk about fiber, how
Mhm.
to get it in, ways to get it in, foods, and I definitely think that those fiber-based supplements, are going to
Mhm.
become more of a thing for sure with that.
Gotcha. Have you started talking about fiber with your clients, or have you always talked to them about
I've
that as part of a?
always talk about
Yeah.
fiber. I mean, as a dietitian, it's almost kind of like, can you not? I mean, it's part of everything. It helps
Mhm.
with digestive health, right? Heart health, the list goes on and on. Helps with you feeling satiated, and so it's something I've always talked about. But of course, it is just a challenge for people to get it in their diet for whatever reason,
Yeah.
at least
Makes
consistently, and the amounts that we ideally want them to have.
Yeah. Yeah. So, last question here, and it's about, we looked a lot in the survey. We looked into a lot where people are getting their information, where practitioners in the space are getting their information. Um, and I'm curious, as a dietitian, I mean, I know you have continuing education credits that you have to hit. Is
Mhm.
that the main source of new knowledge for you, or are there other places that you turn to?
No, I mean, I think that there's just definitely so many different resources. Of course, examine.com. I like that platform,
Mm.
ISSN, GSSI, peer-reviewed journals information. I mean, it's something that we just have to continue to stay on. There's so much research being put out all the time,
Yeah.
and so getting those good, reputable resources. I'm always looking. I'm always trying to stay ahead.
Do you think, as far as delivery format, like if ingredient companies are trying to reach practitioners with
Yeah.
ingredient research, tests that have been done, whatever it is, they have a new clinical. How do you like to consume that information? Is it online? Is it through social media? Is it webinars? Like how best to reach you?
I really like webinars. I think it's nice to be able to have this information presented in like a way of, okay, this is what the research says, and this is now how we apply it.
Yeah,
Or there's still room for growth. We still need more studies to have some sort of conclusive answer about something. But I like webinars and just honestly just summaries, not
yeah,
to say that I'm not going to skip reading the entire study, but if I know that what I'm looking for is going to be there in the summary and I can quickly navigate that, then I'm going to keep looking and keep
yeah.
digging.
It goes back to the old, there's not enough time to cover everything, so
No,
be efficient.
yeah.
All right, Well, I really appreciate you checking in with us and giving us a little perspective on some of the data we collected. And good luck this year with the practice.
Thank you so much. It was great speaking with you.